Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to World of Horror. This is a special episode for one reason and one reason alone. It's back to the exhaustion, the borderline daytime episode where your boy has been up for much too long, and we're back at the early morning, late night grind. Yes, we are. So I don't know why I did this, but after the stream, so we were originally going to do Among Us on Friday, right? But nobody showed up, except for me and Joey. And, well, a couple of other people showed up, but like 4 people does not an Among Us lobby make. And so the other 2 dropped out, and so it was just Joey and I, we were hanging out. And we'll do Haru. I said we'd do Haru today, so we're going to do Haru. But, so it was just Joey and I hanging out in the Discord. And we didn't really know what to do, because we were both planning on doing Among Us, and that was what Joey was planning on streaming. And so we were just kind of like talking and just chatting for a bit, and we were wondering what to play. And we came up with, well, he didn't come up with the idea, I came up with the idea of, do you have Tabletop Simulator? And for some reason, I don't know why, I just immediately thought of it, and I'm like, hey, that would be fun. I haven't played that in like 6 years. So I made Joey download a Battleship mod, and we played Battleship. And spoiler alert, your boy won. It was quite good. And so after we played Battleship, we were basically like, what do we do now? Because Joey didn't want to play Battleship anymore. And, I mean, I can't blame him fighting the Battleship champion over here. But, you know, we were playing Battleship, and it's like, he was done with it. And so it's like, what are we gonna play? And so, if we have the knowledge check, I'll use this. And so, I randomly, arbitrarily decided to force my, my gaming will upon him. And so we played, and this is true, we streamed Bloons Tower Defense 5 co-op for, I think, about 2.5 hours. It was a lot of fun. I love Bloons, even though I lost my save file because no cloud saves. And so I had to re-unlock everything, and I haven't unlocked everything yet, but we got to, like, wave 86, and then we died, and it was a lot of fun. Bloons is good. Bloons is very fun. And so, we played Bloons, and I don't know why, but after we were done playing Bloons and Joey was done streaming, towards the end of the stream, Plunge Your Head, another streamer friend, the god of Garfield Kart, a number 3 best player in the world, person who hosted the tournament, he jumped into the call, and we were just hanging out, but Joey ended the stream pretty quickly, because that was sort of like the 5-hour mark, and he was getting tired, and he wanted to go to bed. But afterwards, we just decided to, like, hang out. And so we all just kind of hung out in the Discord, just chatting for a long time about a lot of different stuff. And I have to say, it was a lot of fun to, like, obviously I won't get into the conversations we had specifically because that would be a breach of privacy. But, you know, we were basically, like, it was a lot of fun to just talk about, like, content creator stuff. You know, we talked about content creator stuff that you don't really talk about with other people very often because it's, like, it's not that it's, like, boring or, like, not even something that it's not even something that you wouldn't share. It's just that, like, you rarely talk to people who, like, you know, get it, if that makes sense. And so we were basically just hanging out, and for some reason we all decided, and this is the for some reason I don't know God why part, is that we all just kind of decided to hang out together until, like, the sun started rising. And so again, I'm not really sure why we decided to do that, but it was a lot of fun, and I don't have any regrets. So that's why I'm bringing you this episode, as the world is waking up, your boy is desperate to go to sleep. And so we're going to play Haru, which is probably the worst thing to do, because if I wanted to go to sleep, I'd play Moriko or Aiko. Yeah, so hopefully the commentary is good. I've actually tried to record this video a couple of times, I did one recording session where I was just interrupted, and I couldn't get, like, I mean, it was either, like, 7 Emmerdales, or, you know, it was, like, 6 or 7 Emmerdales, and I just kept losing the vibe, you know, because I had, like, I had to get up and walk away for a bit, and I would just come back, and I was like, what were we doing again? What was I talking about? And so that was the first recording session, and then I did a second recording session where I'm like, I don't really know, like, I don't really, like, I wasn't really into it, and that was very weird. Like, I was just out of my mojo, I guess, if you could, if that makes sense. Like, when you get into something, like, when I play World of Horror, like, I'm activated, right? Like, before I started recording, I was dead. Like, I was playing Slay the Spire while I was talking with the boys, and, you know, like, I hate the Defect, by the way. I hate, the Defect is, like, I want to like the Defect because he's a really fun character to play, but I hate building a deck for him. It just, it's not good. I don't like it at all. But I was playing the Defect. I almost won on Ascension 2, by the way. But the Ritual boys, the Bird boys, the Bird final boss got me. Pain, by the way. Pain and suffering, pain and misery. But yeah, I was just kind of like playing that while we were talking, and that was a lot of fun, but I was just kind of dead, you know? Like, I wasn't really paying attention in the game. I was just kind of like, oh, hey, electrodynamics goes zap. But now that I'm playing this, I'm like, real, excuse my language here, but it's the meme, so it's like, real shit, you know? It's like, Slay the Spire, I sleep. World of Horror, real shit. And it's like, I can take a woman's face having her skin peeled off, and then she tries to stab you with a knife, but I draw the line at shit. That's morally, that's morally bankrupt. How dare you? We'll just do this. This is awkward, but it's like, it's Haru, so like, what are you gonna do, right? And we're actually still doing good on health, so that was the first enemy that we fought. So whoever's next, that's, we need to write that down. Alright, second enemy, Miku. You think I'm gonna forget that the Rioter is Miku? By the way, speaking of enemies, get me the hell out of here. Get me the hell out of here, dude. I'm not fighting Miku. Miku can just randomly yeet you for like 5 damage to all. I'm not doing that. She can throw the Molotov. I'm getting out of here. But 26% Doom's rather frightening. We can technically die here if we get unlucky. This is a perception check. Let's go. But yeah, no, like, I wanted to say early on in the video, but I completely forgot. So later tonight, we're starting Stalker, Shadows of Chernobyl. Please be kind to me. This is my first Stalker game. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna try my best. But I'm pretty much when I wake up, I'm gonna make sure that Stalker works. Because, like, sometimes when you play an old game like that, it just doesn't work. And so you have to, like, you have to do like a bunch of troubleshooting or whatever to make sure that it works. Oh no, that's a spicy meatball potentially. Except, oh no, this could be the game here. Well, hold on. So this will do 7 damage, right? Because it's, yeah, this will do 7 damage. So if we just throw the empty bottle, we're good. Why the empty bottle did 4 damage, I don't know. But we need to get out of here. We're scared. Listen, when have I'm extending the video here, but this is the second time I think we've thrown the run for the dog. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Listen, that's the only thing that we don't think about there. Like we always, what backstory did we do? I'm pretty sure it was Hunted by the Cult. No, it was Torn Muscle, right? Aw, crap. Well, darn, I picked an easier backstory by mistake. You're gonna have to forgive me. That wasn't intentional, by the way. You're just gonna have to forgive me. After 320 episodes, they all kind of meld together. And so I just went with the default, which is, I mean, in my opinion, I think I've said it before, but in my opinion, I do think that Hunted by the Cult is an example of what a good backstory is for this game. Because it's an example of, it only adds, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't take away at all. Like, 7th Curse takes away allies, which I don't really like. Medical History forces you to interact with certain game mechanics, which is fine. And the, whatchamacallit, the Ill-Fated forces you to play an entirely different game, and Knight Errant forces you to play the game in a very specific way, which, as a roguelite, that doesn't really mesh, like, most of the time, if that makes sense. And so, I feel like that... Let's see, Spine-Chilling Story, Fear Festival. I like Fear Festival a lot. I mean, Bulletin, that's the only other roads closed thing, right? Like, we could get as many allies as possible. That might be interesting. But we don't have a weapon. So it's like, unless we get lucky with, like, a Fujiko or something, we're not happy here. So I think we get the weapon first, and then we try to get as many allies as possible in Fear Festival. But, yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank a little bit of what I was just saying, because I get distracted easily, but, like, that shouldn't be any news to you if you've watched this series for any amount of time. So I guess I'll change the subject so that I can keep the conversation going. I am a little... So, the backlog is going to start on June 26th, and it will be extended as long as I possibly can. However, it will, at the least for World of Horror, the backlog will probably end around July 12th. So, from June 26th to July 12th, that's when that is when we're going to be in a backlog situation. So, if the game gets an update... This is Doom, so I'll just take the stamina there. If the game gets an update during that period, I'll try to have something out as, like, a bonus episode, but that's gonna be... That's gonna be the backlog, and I'm not gonna, like... I'm still gonna upload those videos, so that's just the, That's just that. Like, that's the important, like, web content update of, Oh, by the way, we're gonna basically have, I think it's 8 Stalker streams. Let me actually alt-tab for this so I can make sure. So, Saturday... Yeah, so the 12th to 13th, the 19th to 20th, and then, we should be able to do the 26th and the 27th. Okay, so yeah, there should be 6, there should be 6 Stalker streams, and then we'll go on hiatus for a little bit, as far as live streams are concerned. So we probably won't beat, we probably will not beat Stalker, because it's about a 12-hour game, and admittedly, we will have 12 hours, but the thing is, I'm not an efficient gamer. I like to take things at my own pace, and so if we walk around the starting area for like 8 hours, don't be too mad at me, all right? So that's the first thing. So we're probably gonna leave Stalker on a cliffhanger. We'll do, but this is Reason though, so let's just do the Doom, I think. That's probably fine. But yeah, so, you know what? Yeah, sure, why not? Kyoko and Ryoko is huge. That's +2 damage. That's huge. That's literally just +2 damage. Now, 15% Doom is a bit of a yikes, admittedly. Exposed Ribs, who cares? Literally, I don't care at all. But no, like, that's definitely, you love to see that. Things you love to see.
Oh, sorry. Suddenly, somewhere, Emmerdale seems to have disappeared. We'll go back to it as soon as we can, once we've found it.
Alright, I do apologize for the Emmerdale. I might have to Emmerdale again, though. This is the unexpected, Sunrise Gaming. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen. But, yeah, so Stalker is probably gonna be a cliffhanger. I remember that. So that's gonna... Just be prepared for that. We probably will not beat... Hold on, I'm gonna get the freaking monument real quick. I like that. I want to get the monument up so that we can fight this terrifying Doom here. We didn't get roads closed. Oh, we got stores closed. Why didn't I get rid of the dog? it probably won't matter. We'll just take the free heal there, and then let's get as many allies as we can. If they're good. Like, I mean, I'm not going to get Masafumi, right? I'm not going to move mountains for Masafumi. I'm not going to move mountains for Dog, to be honest with you. But I will move mountains for a Kyoko, a Ryoko, an Iwa. You know, I'll give... this is a dex check. This is a perception check. We'll do that. Kind of painful, but, like, what are you going to do about it? I will take folklore stuff. Why do we have -1 knowledge? What's happening here? Why do we have... This Haru doesn't start with 5, right? I thought he started with 6. Am I crazy? I think I might be crazy. Just a little bit as a treat. But we'll do folklore studies plus knowledge. We do have the knowledge check, so I think that would be good. But yeah, if we can get a plus damage ally, that'd be huge. Now, if it would please stop trying to give me a dog. Yes, absolutely. Hermit is absolutely very good. Hermit is pretty high tier. Never send the park ranger. Absolutely not. I would absolutely never intend for you to do that. Have we actually fought an enemy yet? I don't think we have we? No, we haven't. Maybe we fought one. I don't remember. Yeah, no, we fought an enemy, right? This is the doubt. We didn't get a single ally from Fear Festival. That kind of sucks. Well, actually, we got Hermit. I'm sorry, Hermit. I just erased Hermit from existence. Which, admittedly, that's literally what she does when you let her go. Is she erases your memories. I believe that's the lore. But we haven't forgotten her yet. That's beautiful. This is almost this is like viable Haru combat. You love the things you love to see that right there. So admittedly, like, we're pretty happy to see that. I mean, it's still not great. I mean, it is Haru we're talking about, but I will enjoy the dexterity and the strength. I wonder, does the bonus damage work on the Aunt? I never remember. But yeah, so we're just kind of vibing really late at night. That was a really weird sequence of whatever the heck just happened there. Okay, alright, we're gonna take 5% Doom. That's fine. We need to do 20 damage. We'll do 20 damage. I'll take 5% Doom there. Because, I mean, if you run away, it's 5% Doom, right? So, who really cares? Like, you want to get 5% Doom and then one of the best items in the game, or you just want to get 5% Doom, right? What are you gonna choose? Which way, Yakuza man? Which way? We could do spine-chilling Story of School Scissors. That would be interesting. Yeah, we can do that. That's definitely fine. And then we'll do... I actually, in the video that had a bunch of Emmerdales that will not be released because I don't want to edit that at, like, 7 or 8 in the morning, I accidentally misclicked on this. I actually did. Believe it or not, I misclicked on it and took -1 reason. Pain. But, and I made the remark that, like, if it happens, it happens, right? Like, it is what it is. Eventually, you're gonna misclick. Because you just forget about it, and so you don't really think about it when you go through with it. So that's some deep forgotten lore there. I almost want to do Fondest Memory just so that we can forget the spell and use the cigarette. Like, I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but that's actually what I want to do. Third Eye is weird, and only if we got, like, the Junji Ito Park event would I actually want to use Third Eye. So hold on, this is rather nice, admittedly. So can we do 95s? No, we can do an 85. Oh, you know what? I'll do an 85-95. I think that's relatively fair. But you know something that's one thing that I will say though, from the streamer talking thing, is we made a discovery that will haunt me until the end of my career of playing World of Horror, is that Garfield Kart Furious Racing receives more frequent updates than this game does, at least at the current patch rate, which, oh man, that hit hard. That was like, I'm in pain, Panstash, please. But no, that was insane to actually realize. That was completely insane. So, Haru is actually good when he has +3 damage and he's smonking? Who would have thought? Yeah, sure, let's go. We haven't gotten the bloody Sphinx area in a long time. This is a strength check, right? No, it's a perception check. What am I doing? That's very bad. 63% Doom scares me a little bit. Although, admittedly, Frostbite doesn't really do anything because we have such a high strength stat. It just cancels out the, Okay, we're looking for good coin flips here. So it's a clap and a bow. Just double checking for once because, like, I don't trust myself in a... I don't know how long I've been up. I've been up for way too long. So it is a clap and a bow, obviously. And then it is a clap. And then it is a clap again. And then it is a bow. I vaguely trust myself. Like, I'm a high-functioning sleep deprivation person. And don't worry, I'm gonna get plenty of sleep after this. It's not like I'm gonna be deprived of sleep for, like, an ungodly amount of time, but... I mean, I was able to navigate, like, I have been in situations where I have been awake for, like, 36 hours, and I have been able to function relatively well. So I'm not particularly worried about, like, being up for maybe, like, 20 hours. That doesn't bother me. I'm gonna get plenty of sleep after this, so please don't worry about that at all. It's a weekend, right? Like, who cares? As long as I wake up for the midnight stream, like, you know, it's all good. You know, 11:55 p.m. Central Standard Time, Saturday and Sunday, for Stalker, Shadows of Chernobyl. Well, actually, as long as I wake up early enough to actually, like, troubleshoot the game to make sure that it runs properly. Because there is an aspect to that as well. Part of me wants to be really greedy. And you know what? We will. I'm gonna greed here. I'm gonna greed here really hard. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna wait until we get the burn. Like, you're gonna think I'm crazy. Like, when we're gonna wait until we get the burn, and then that's when we're gonna go to the hospital and get both. I don't think it matters. I think we'd be fine either way. If we want to take 4% Doom or 2% Doom, with this right now, I'm not worried at all. Perception is pain, by the way. But, you know, I think that... if things were to go wrong, they would go wrong in the Doom department, not the strength check department, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that's basically my entire reasoning of jogging around the block and then failing. We would have failed even if we had 10 strength, by the way. We would have still failed there, so don't worry about that too much. Oh, that's rough. That's really rough, man. We might be able to correct that. We might. Maybe. I mean, yeah, who dares wins, right? Who dares wins. We're not gonna sacrifice an ally. That's dumb. And we're not gonna sacrifice an ally, and we're not going to take 5% Doom there. Nah, absolutely not. We don't have to go to the forest ever again. We're not gonna use a gun ever. Like, these are all bad. Also, the reason why we're using this color palette is its name is Alarm. Like, my alarm will be going off soon, because I didn't turn it off. But I hate, like, I do hate this color palette, because once you notice it, you'll never unnotice it. But look at CQC training, and look closely. There are, like, 3 off pixels that are, like, blue, and it bothers me. I'm sure that that'll get fixed eventually, though, although I imagine it's not that important in the interim period. We're gonna do a little controversial thing here. Fetid fumes is terrible. Fetid fumes is awful, actually. I genuinely do hate fetid fumes. Because, I mean, it's essentially, if you think of it, it's kind of like Goizo being applied to the run. I mean, we've talked about it before, but Goizo is... it's like 5% doom to rest, right, instead of 3% doom. Fetid Fumes is your resting is, like, halved. So you go from 3% doom for +2/+2 to 3% doom for +1/+1. So it's basically like Goizo being added to the run, and I think that that's really rough. I definitely think that that is incredibly rough. And it's interesting because I don't think there's a parallel, right? Because the Aurora Borealis makes spells cost more, and Cursed Signs make spells spend Doom as an additional fee. But there's not really like an overhaul to spells that can just be randomly added. You know, there's not a reason spells don't cost reason. That's not something that you can get. And so in some aspects, something like Curse Signs is actually worse than Ath-Yolazath. Not that Ath-Yolazath is a particular threat to begin with, but like there's nothing that applies Yagathag to the run. There's Burned does kind of put Ithutu, but it's on you. And then, but Burn is super easy to cure, right? And so I feel like that Fetid Fumes is particularly, it's good. Like, I like Fetid Fumes, right? Like, as an actual thing that exists in the game. I want to make that perfectly clear. But I think that from a, like, as a... Oh, we need to go to the thing real quick. Hold on. Give me a second here. I completely forgot about this existing. Yeah, so we'll just take care of that real quick. And give me the painkillers, please. All my homies feel is pain. Not anymore, at least temporarily. But we should be fine here. This is ramen, right? Not pervert. This is definitely ramen, I'm pretty sure. So we can do 12 damage. I mean, I think we gotta fight. But I think what we'll actually do, because Brace for Impact is gonna be pretty bad, right? Because, I mean, this is literally, you take 4 reason damage over the course of 2 turns. So we might as well just, like, get it over with. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna take 2 reason we're gonna take 4 reason damage, so we might as well just take 4 reason damage. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. Can technically die here. So if we get a reason cadaver, we're just straight up dead. So I think what I want to do, and this is true, is rest, which is rough. It is rough. And I didn't remember the second enemy at all, so that's going to be a problem. And this is like a nightmare, by the way. This is, you literally have to run. You can't win this fight. You cannot win this fight. Don't even think about winning this fight. So I think that, oh god, what is our second enemy? That's great. This is huge. This is very good. That is incredibly good. Memory Extract is a banger, absolutely. It does mean that we probably won't get, Holy Candle's interesting, actually. That's a heal. So this is it. This is the final thing here, but I don't actually think we live here. I don't, because we have Takahashi, and then we're gonna get plus 5% Doom from the thing. So no, I don't think we live. So we're gonna try this as much as possible. Okay, so this is 86, and then Takahashi survives for 2 turns. So that's 86, 89, 92. Do we have branded? Yes, we do. I think if we can, we go one more time, I think. Okay, that's fine. Sell. Actually, hold on. Oh, what do we care about more? I think we care more about the reason heal. We sell that. Okay, I think we're good. As long as we don't get something like really bad, I think we're good. We're gonna level up anyways, so give me the reason. Like, we're gonna get 30 EXP. We're literally gonna get 30 EXP for this, so, like, we're perfectly gonna level up. Contaminated water should be fine. So I think we're good. I could be wrong. So let's take a look at it. We're passing all the skill checks, so it's just literally Takahashi and second enemy. That's it. Those are the only 2 things that we have to care about. There's no light source. So we're good. Takahashi, second enemy, which I don't know. And then strength and knowledge, which we're good on all of those. So literally, it's just, can we kill Takahashi in time? And because of that, I think we probably should have we should have kept the steak knife so that we could throw it And we're not in desperation range either, so this might be a little bit awkward. Oh wait, no, we're good. We're definitely good. This is perfectly fine. I cannot complain. I can't complain about this. I really can't. So yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Beer Festival was second. It probably was Bloated Teacher, right? No, maybe it was Young Witch. It was maybe it could have been Ribcage Woman, actually. Oh no, it was definitely like Ribcage Woman. I'm stupid, but it's fine. That's why we played around it, because we would be at we would be at since we used it 3 times, right? So we would actually be exactly at 100 because it's -3. So yeah, I think we did it. We could have done it one less time, but you know, you don't know. You don't know how to play around it. So yeah, no, I think that that was relatively okay. So yeah, that was a good run. That was a good Haru run. But I mean, here's the thing that I kind of hate about Haru, is that look at what we had. We had Hermit, which is really good. We had Ryoko, which is great, amazing. We had Kyoko, which is great, amazing. And it's still like, it was still kind of sketchy. You know? Like, that's just kind of the problem that I have with Haru, is like, his runs are always scuffed. Like, you never, like, on Harbinger of Doom, you never really have the run. You know, you never really have, like, a god run as Haru. But, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. That really is just fine. You know, Haru's always been a weird one, and he's the hardest. I think he's the hardest character to play in the game. I think that maybe you could make an argument that from a skill ceiling perspective, or no, sorry, not a skill ceiling perspective, a skill floor perspective, that someone like Miku or Yashiro might be harder. But I feel like that once you have a solid grasp of the game's mechanics and the outcomes of the events. Like, let's say you have a vague idea of, like, what half of the outcomes in the game are, like, for just skill checks, right? I feel like you could play Miku or Yashiro at a much higher level than someone who knows, like, 75% of the events playing Haru. You know, Haru's awkward. Haru is awkward, and he needs, like... If he just had something other than... Like, here's the thing. On every other difficulty, where it's much easier to get money, or if you play on 7th Curse, and then, like, True Believer or below, you can have cigarettes for the entire run, right? Like, that's not hard. The problem with it is that on Harbinger of Doom, cigarettes are 3 to 5 funds, I think, because the cheapest cigarette is 3 funds, and the most expensive cigarette would be 5 funds. And in, like, the Illegal Den, the basic cigarette is 4, and the foreign is 5. And in the dog, it's 3 to 4. So you don't have that. Right, you just don't. You can, if you're lucky, and you have the sort of RNG on your side, and you manage to build up money, or if you're playing on all perks and you get looting, you can have cigarettes. But the thing is, it's like, just generally speaking, like on True Believer, right? On True Believer, where cigarettes are 2 funds, yeah, you can smonk the entire game. Like, literally, you can smonk the entire game. On normal and below, where you start with money, or True Believer with 7th Curse, although allies are really helpful for Haru, as they can kind of compensate for a lot of his weaknesses, so I wouldn't get rid of allies entirely. But let's say you're doing 7th Curse on True Believer, let's say you're just doing True Believer normally. Let's say you're doing Cultist or easier. You can smonk the entire game. That's not hard, and it makes Haru a very good character. Right, like, it makes Haru a very strong character, because the smonks are OP if you can consistently smonk them through the entire game. Ultimately, the problem is, and the problem will always be, the fact that on the hardest difficulty, smonking is a rare luxury. And really, that's just it. That's the entire game. That's, like, everything is a limited resource, and how you spend it is whether or not you win. That is Harbinger of Doom. And so... Like, when people, like, I've had a few people tell me that Haru is, like, a really overpowered character, and not in Harbinger of Doom. In True Believer and below, Haru is probably one of the better characters in the game. because he can stack so much damage consistently, and his attack speed can be covered for by the Smonks. But on the difficulty that we exclusively play, and why I rag on Haru so much, is that on Harbinger of Doom, Haru has a lot of troubles. But on the easier difficulties, Haru is perfectly viable, and in some cases I'd say probably better. Like, I would say that Haru is definitely at least A tier in a mode where you start with funds, like Cultist. I would say that Haru might even be S tier. But on, like, True Believer, I'd say he's A tier, and then on, you know, Harbinger of Doom, which is what we exclusively play on, it would be, like, he's the hardest character in the game to play, and the worst. And so listen, I love Haru. He's an awesome character, but he just has a disadvantage that no other character has to deal with at all. So anyways, that was a weird rant. I don't know why I did it. I am going to render this video and then go to sleep. So thank you all so much for watching. My name has been Webweaver. I'm trying desperately not to slur this because I can feel the point. Like I've been talking for probably, let's see, 7 or 8 hours. I think I've been talking, like, just straight. So, like, I've just been straight up talking for like 7 or 8 hours. So I can feel like I'm starting to slur my words a little bit, and I do apologize for that. But I hope the episode was fun to watch regardless. So yeah, just a quick little recap. Stalker later tonight, and Backlog for World of Horror at the very least starts on June 26th. The JRPG, if my plans come to fruition, which admittedly they might not, but I'm making progress on it. The JRPG should be fully uploaded and pre-recorded before June 26th, and it'll be all uploaded, so you'll be getting it consistently, interchanged with RimWorld. RimWorld will probably stop around, like, the first week of July, and then I'll pick that back up, probably, like, mid-July, and it'll just, the JRPG will carry you for a while. But yeah, that's basically it. That's the content plans, and I want to do, like, one thing that I kind of realized while I was talking with the content creator lads was that I don't really do collaboration content on this channel. Like, I'm always joining someone else. I don't have people join me. And so I think I might try to change that in the future as well. Before I leave on my traveling, on my journey, I might try to get, like, Joey to play Bloons with me, or Plunger to play Dead by Daylight, or even Garfield Kart. I'd be absolutely destroyed constantly, but you know, I'd definitely be down for something like that. And I think that collaborative content is always a lot of fun to make, because you get to hang out with the boys, if that makes sense. So anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Stay safe out there. Bye. I'm not gonna wait for this thing that we normally do, because I'd like to get this video rendering. So good night, goodbye, stay safe out there.